unfortunately player allies are not really an option in single player. Oh, right, I should probably get rid of some of the fractionators in my inventory again. Don't need them right now. Go, that's another rocket out. And yes, the quantum chips. Okay, we've gotten a lot of them produced again. Is there's okay, so now there's at least a semi-steady flow of the plane filters. That should help a long way. How many have we sent total of the rockets already? 502. Only 1200 for our current outline stuff there, which is still, well, quite far from total. Actually, let me have a look. Is there energy storage, utilization? Right, I could actually queue up this one. Get even better manufacturers, assembly machines. Of course, they probably use much more power, but it would allow us to get things done a bit more compact. Or, well, you know what, I'll get that one and then I'll get this one queued up so I can get further along the... Right, so Universe Matrix is just stuff that we need to have. Oh, it takes dark matter and all the other signs. Okay. Artificial star. Type ion current. That produces a lot of power, actually. 25 megawatts. Annihilation reaction. Antimatter fuel rods. Wait, what? 7.5 gigajoules. Cool chamber generation plus 500%. Okay, so this is pretty much the ultimate mech fuel. And this, at least so far. Okay, well, got a few things at least outlined. But it will probably take a long while. Oh, hello. Another rocket being out. Didn't we just... Yes, we got another one right after this. How much do we produce power? 47.4 with the shell and 31 with the Dyson swarm. Right, well, that's not too bad, I suppose. Although, well, it's less than 90, not, well, it's still less than 90, but I was going to say less than 80 megawatts total. And, well, okay, so we'd produce a little bit at least with other stuff. I actually reckon majority of the extra in addition to what we produce with the Dyson Sphere. I mean, of course, not all of that is actually going through, like, I think only half of it gets through the atmosphere right now. At least I think so. Yeah, it's not actually that massive portion. I mean, it's still the biggest portion, probably. Not that massive. What I do hope is that at some point they add in a bit more of a... or more data about this, how the power that you are getting is being produced. Lack of information is slightly annoying. Well, it's early access game. I do understand that not everything is going to be in there. Let's see. We do have some more filters heading in, but not as much as I hoped there would be. Oh, okay, and now there's 43. Although, that might not be accurate. Oh well. Okay, so now we've run out of the rods again. Bit unfortunate. Let's go ahead and check how is the situation with the rods. Do we have enough deuterium in there? Is it lacking alloys or something else? I mean, to be fair, a lot of the rods are now being used for the power production again. And okay, deuterium is plentiful. The supermagnetic rings are plentiful. I'm guessing it is I mean, even the alloys is not really a problem. So it's just the production speed in there. Okay, well, there's a few ways to go around that. I can expand the production in there, but that's going to be a slight challenge, to say the least. Although, well, the biggest challenge is that we are so close to the South Pole here, so the terrain is a bit warped, or the grid is a bit warped. Get some items from there. How much? Ooh, pretty much use all of our fuel in the mech. I mean, well, we still got 9 deterrent fuel rods, so that's not really that bad. There's power. Power load is... oh wow, 190 is the demand for power, and we only produce... okay, how we... we're getting closer to 50 megawatts for the shell at least, and have we gotten any of the... oh, we have actually gotten one completely done. Well, no, it's not completely done. It just looks that way, but it isn't. At least one of them is done, but the other end still needs a few more. But one day we'll produce enough power with that. I'm a bit curious. Ooh. Brilliant ore. Interesting. Right, so what I'm curious about is... do we have... okay, we've got plenty of silicon now. I did have to go in earlier today and increase the silicon production quite a bit, but that seems to have worked. Over here we are still lacking the green science, as one might expect. And that... oh, well, that is because we've run out of the quantum chips. And we've run out of quantum chips because we don't have the filters. We don't have the filters because, well, actually just don't produce enough. Well, that's relatively easy to fix, I suppose. But now that I say it, I'm not entirely sure where the hell can I fit in more. Well, actually, I have an idea. I just need to remove all of this. TDA Games, thanks for the follow. Right, well, let's get rid of this one. I'll have to redo a lot of this. It's for the best. Probably gonna have to move a lot of these as well. Are you still working? Yes, you are. Okay, well, I'm not going to take away the actual assembly machines quite yet. I'll probably stay there. I'm just going to rotate this a little bit over here, so it's going to go... like over here is going to be the production, and then the output is going to be on this side, so it can be continued a lot further. Also, there seems to be a problem with the crystal. Oh, right, we had run out of hydrogen again. Even though we've kind of started to limit the amount of things that we do. That. Honestly, I'm gonna lower the storage over here to 5,000. But there's going to be... the buffer over there is going to fill up soon-ish. I hope. And, oh, right, yeah, the science production takes a fair bit. And of course, we are using a fair bit of it on power production, which is probably not the best situation, or the best thing to do right now, although power is an issue. But at the same time... I'm just going to get rid of that one. Because now it's not going to get picked up from the... or it's going to circulate a bit better, and therefore we'll have a bit more for the productions over there. Of course, now we need to figure out a way to get the power replaced one way or another. I do have an idea for that. Can we get... Actually, probably best to do it down this way, isn't it? Let's say if that probably has plenty, or I could, well, there's still plenty of room over here. So what I'm gonna do, turn a bit more of the coal over here for graphite. Now I know that not necessarily the best way to do power, but it is a way to do power. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put in a like that. And just connect these two. So now those are working, and then we'll just put in the normal power stations. Well, we'll just put in a small line over here. Foundations over there. Well, that's easy to fix. A bit of extra. Right, yeah. That one and that one. So that would be 4. You'll start getting the stuff from there. There we go. So that should improve the power production at least a tiny bit again. It'll take some time for to catch up, but yeah, that was going to help a little bit and not be using the hydrogen that we currently need a lot for various things. Honestly, don't necessarily need to be sending any hydrogen down that way, do we? Doesn't look like there's any going any there anyway. Not right now anyway, but yeah, that's a bit of this going down here. They're still running a bit low on the stuff here. Okay, so these have been... well, they've run out of resources. Rid of some of that. Now, I suppose I'll leave a little bit of room there just so that we don't run out of space immediately. Is there... for the sake of conserving power, it might be better for us to actually get a... say another 3 of these. Okay, so is that... oh right, we're still making it 3. Right, well... let's start getting some of these. So hold on, we need to have 2 lines going through here. This is somewhere where we should be able to put in stuff already, and probably good enough. Now let's get the lines in here. Partially drawing them in the sand. Right, so now we need to start connecting these. Oh, and of course we need to actually sign the recipes over here. Right, well, let's do that first before we get any further. Right, so we need to make the filters in here. Copy that and then issue all these. There we go. Oh, and now that we don't have the production over here, we can technically expand this even further. That worked better than expected. Right, well, let's get another assembly machine down here. Still don't have the outputs for these. Admittedly, is like inconvenience. then we'll just drag in a line from here all the way to there. Be quite a boost for the production of these. Now, to be fair, it's technically only 6 of these. But how much is the difference? So this is 0.7. Okay, so it's decent difference in there, I suppose. I think we need to set up another one of these. Hello, Catmanders. How's it going? Currently upgrading our, or improving our, some of the productions are having massive power problems. I just got back from work, fair enough. Right, so we need to put that in there. Nitrogen is still going to be a problem for a while, but I think it's going to be evening out soon enough. Yeah, there's a lot of power problems right now, but we have started building the sphere a little bit, and so the more and more we do that, the easier it's going to get for us. Although, to get everything going, it's probably going to take a lot of things anyway. I have some solar, yes. Actually, quite a bit of solar. I mean, I have a little bit of various thermal power productions as well scattered around, but it just, they don't produce enough. Also, I have a tiny bit of fusion power, but even that is not really enough. Over here we have, alright, it's just not producing enough quickly enough. But we should start getting at least a little bit of stuff in here again. Okay, so we do have a fair bit of filters underway, but I'm not actually sure if that's the, well, I suppose it could be the right amount. It's some amount. Okay, it wasn't quite that many. But we're going to do more quantum chips. We do need more. Okay, we actually got some fuel rods here still. We got that's another rocket leaving. Also, we do have a decent bit of Dyson swarm, although honestly, I'm not entirely sure if it's really worth it at this stage. We already started working on the shuttle a tiny bit, because we don't have the 15% latitude increase, which, well, we're currently working on it, it's going to take a while. I mean, how much do these take power? It doesn't really tell over there, but we can probably check it over here. So it's 1.2 megawatts. How much is the total? Right, I mean, technically, if we were not using these, we could conserve a lot of resources, which would take a lot less power that way. Of course, I mean, they do produce some power on their own, and we do have a few upgrades on the longevity of the solar cells, so it's 2100 seconds. So I reckon it might actually kind of pay itself back in the power use total, but not necessarily massively. Have a bit of solar from there. I actually want. Hold on a minute. Alright, you can actually pile up solar right between these. Yeah, true, the solar cells will be used in the sphere. Oh, you mean the existing solar cells, or just the component? Existing. Oh, interesting. For example, you had higher opinion than France and Austria, had a royal marriage with Burgundy as Spain, but France kept getting Burgundy inheritance. Well, I mean, as Spain, it's like 5% chance of it, so yeah, you might not be getting it all that easily. Well, if the existing ones, then I'm going to keep those firing. No, 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 no. It's not the highest opinion. Like, a high opinion does affect on it a little bit, but it's not just the highest opinion. You can probably check from the wiki what pace. Yeah, at least these are producing the power as they should. Your rod, is it going through? Oh, it went there. I suppose it makes sense. I suppose stuff like this I could probably get away with right now. I mean, I could probably just replace these with another one of these particle colliders at some point. Would make the place a lot more compact, but at the same time, you have some power production from the hydrogen in here. Yeah, we kind of do have a problem here. We are basically starved for power. Yeah, I suppose I don't need to get rid of all of these. I can just start with one. And then just link that one back in here. Wait a minute, when you zoom in... Oh, right, so once we have the... Okay, I see. I'm currently just setting up the final design here. But since we only have the equator, I haven't been able to do much of it with the design yet. Okay, is there... Oh, we sent out another rocket. Nice. Yeah, I think we're just gonna be a bit starved for power for the time being. Although, how much? We have another 8 thermal power stations. I mean, though it's not growing. Oh. And fill in the solar cells, and it will get used now. It's useless. Fair enough. I mean, I suppose they do still produce a bit of power there, so not completely useless, but I do see your point. Right, I was planning on doing something, but now I forgot what I was doing. I want the hydrogen in there. Not that it's a massive amount of power, but it's just removing some clutter from the inventory. Right, so I want to put in some of the thermal power plants, I suppose. The question is, what to use as fuel? Rather, what the hell do we have in large enough numbers to use as fuel? I suppose we actually got a decent bit of barium in here. That could be used as a fuel. Clean up some of the area here. Because I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be enough power from it to actually make it worthwhile, but I can do it as a temporary one.